Hello and welcome Cancer, and welcome to your May 2021 video. My name is Zara and I'm going to take you through the astrology for the month of May. Now Cancer, it's very important to note that Mars will be in your sign throughout this month. So Mars in Cancer. Okay. Mars is the planet of action. Mythology-wise, it's known as the god of war. So taking action can make us feel irritable. You know, lots of people sometimes don't like anger, but anger sometimes wants to point us in a direction. It's all about how you manage it. That's why there's anger management. Anger management is when you completely lose control. You can't control your anger and you're just reckless. But anger, when controlled, in a sense, and when you think about what it's directing you and what can't you deal with, that's what it is. That's why it annoys you. That's why it aggravates you and sets your intention, in a tense kind of way, because it wants to point you to what's really irritating you, what's working on your nerves, what's just, needs to change. It needs change. Anger pushes us sometimes in a way to create change, sometimes in a chaotic way, and that's why Mars can be chaotic in Cancer. It will make you want to reflect a lot on the past. Very dreamy. Mars doesn't like to be in Cancer because Mars is ruled by Aries. That's why, and also shared with Scorpio, it's generally very action driven, moving forward. And in Cancer, which is very much in the feeling and comfort, that's why Cancer can rule the home, feeling comfortable emotionally and physically in our surroundings, that Mars feels uncomfortable here and is known to be in its detriment in Cancer. So Mars being Cancer can feel uncomfortable, not just for Cancerians, but for people in general. It makes us very much more in touch with our feelings. It is something we need to experience, but it's almost indecisive, not knowing what to do. It's important to trust your intuition. If things come out in a chaotic manner, feelings can. Cancer is very much in touch with its feelings, and Mars is a planet of driven, moving forward, taking action, the warrior, the hero, the push forward. It's, that kind of energy. Now, putting that energy, if you were to think of that stereotype with a whole lot of feelings, you either can get someone that's very emotional, this hero that's very in their feelings and doesn't know what to do, or basically someone that's in their feelings and can become emotionally a volcano, or someone that's in their feelings and follows their passion, fights for a cause that makes them feel something. So it's important for you to feel your passion. What are you passionate about, and move forward with that. And that's just a little bit of Cancer in your sign. But throughout this month, you're going to be dealing a lot of that 12th house energy. So it's going to be a lot of feeling and healing. On the 4th, we have Mercury moving into your 12th house. And on the 9th, we have Venus moving into your 12th house. The 12th house is everything to do with spirituality, spending time alone, the spiritual journey. It's going within, letting go, releasing, looking at relationships, past hurts, past traumas, past pain. Subconscious is the 12th house. That's why it's ruled by everything when it comes to esoteric and the spiritual journey, chakra balancing, astrology, numerology, sound therapy, anything to get you in touch with your spirit. Because when we go through physical things that are challenging and emotionally just hard, that's when we become awake more to connect to our inner selves, to disconnect from the physical and go within, to really listen about our heart and what it's telling us to do. So during this time, you are pushed and asked and moved by the planets to kind of go within, to contemplate and listen to your intuition. This is not about the time of really even pushing forward. Given Mars is in your sign, and once you push forward, but Mars in Cancer is indecisive, it's not about pushing forward. It is about allowing things to come to you, allowing to receive. If you try to push forward during this time, it can feel like you're pushing against a mountain. It's not comfortable. Okay, So listen to your intuition, spend time alone, heal, reflect on the past. It's important. Sometimes we have to look back so we can know where we want to go. On the 11th, we have a new moon in your 11th house. And this is about your social circle at large. It's about teaching. It's about connecting to your soul tribe and people that fit. You'll be questioning a lot about the people surrounding you. Feeling almost disconnected and wanting to connect to people that connect to your heart. But this wouldn't be the time with that 12th house energy to express it, because it's not going to come out right. When the 12th house asks you to spend time going within, when we try to express ourselves, it just comes off wrong and we're not understood. It's like, when we're speaking from our subconscious self, trying to express ourselves to others and be like, what? It's not that direct energy. So you need to spend time going within. Mercury will put your mind thinking about the past. The 9th house will make you, the 9th of with Venus there, relationships of the past. That 11th new moon wants you to find the circle that connects, that makes you feel alive again, makes you feel connected. It's a good time for looking into, learning, wisdom, sharing information. On the 14th, we have Jupiter in the 9th house. And this will last till 29th of July. Next year, Jupiter will move into Pisces, 2022. So currently Jupiter is in Pisces, but this will be happening in your 9th house as a Cancer. This is about changing our beliefs and perspectives, listening to our wisdom, sharing wisdom, seeking wisdom, spiritual journey, looking at things from a higher perspective. 9th house energy is all about higher learning, higher perspective. It's almost like a point of where we learn things, but now we kind of look at it from a different angle, a different way. So if you're going through some things in May and you're feeling kind of disconnected, know this energy wants you to gain a different perspective. You'll also be thinking about traveling or movement or wanting to see something new, adventures as well with the 9th house. How do we change our perspective if we don't change our setting, right? And sometimes that's actually our physical environment and actually just taking a trip. It helps. When we change the scenery, move away, go for a little drive, do something. Even reading a book is changing your perspective, because when you read a book, maybe it's a self-help book on some aspect, maybe it's a spiritual book, maybe it's a meditation book, but when you read these things, it awakens you to yourself. It gives you wisdom. That's that energy of the 9th house. That's how we change our perspective and beliefs. It's through adventures and seeking wisdom and knowledge through experience. On the 21st, the sun joins the other planets in the 12th house. Solitude, solitude, solitude. Time alone. On the 26th, we have a lunar eclipse in your 6th house. Okay, 6th house, work, health, and routine. Now, the 12th house is all about healing and spending time alone. That's why it's not the best time to communicate as such, because like I say, it's a subconscious. It's a good time for working on forgiving and letting go. But now with that eclipse happening in the 6th house, health, you're going to have to take into consideration your physical health. All this healing emotionally, all this change of perspective and emotional things that you're thinking about is going to make you feel that you physically need some rest. Take the rest. Routine, change your routine. Sometimes when we're trying to clear out our emotional well-being, our past patterns that we allow ourselves in relationships and things that we're going through, routine is key. When we eat healthy, when we sleep well, especially as a Cancer, because that's a time when sometimes these things can fall behind. Maybe you'll start snacking more because you're dealing with your emotions. So that's why it's a time, or maybe you're sleeping more. So the routine needs adjustment so your physical health can fall into balance, and you must take care of your physical health. Drink more water, sleep, movement, exercise, fresh air. Work, it'll also affect work. And so if you're thinking about your work, that's very important, making some changes there. Very, very good. Remember, an eclipse is a doorway portal for the next 3 to 6 months. So the changes we make now, we'll see it within these 3 to 6 months. So focus around that time, as that's when it'll all be coming into your awareness around that lunar eclipse. on the 26th. On the 30th, Mercury retrograde till the 23rd of June. Again, your 12th house. Because this Mercury retrograde is in Gemini, and May is a Gemini season. And even on the 4th of May, Mercury moves into Gemini, which is also your 12th house. So that's why you're going through a Mercury retrograde now in your 12th house, because Mercury retrograde will be happening in Gemini. 12th house. Past exes, past relationships, thinking of the past, everything of the past, just feeling emotionally stuck in the past. You might want to communicate a lot about past experiences. Don't. In Mercury retrograde, it's sometimes we feel we need to rehash things. But sometimes, during Gemini season, and when it's a Mercury retrograde in Gemini, maybe it's best to actually rehearse those things to yourself. Think about it, contemplate, try and make those changes within yourself before expressing it to others. During this Mercury retrograde, work on yourself. Work on yourself, work on healing yourself, work on things to do with yourself before you can present yourself after the Mercury retrograde to everyone else. It'll be a lot better. To do during a Mercury retrograde will be difficult. And it'll be emotional. And you won't feel so good with their 12th house. You might try and seek healing. If the other person's willing for healing and forgiveness, okay. But it might be so emotional for you with that Mars twin Cancer, where it might not feel like it's enough. And you might not feel like you're getting enough during May. But that's why the 12th house is about going within. It's not about the outside. It's not about getting it from anyone else but yourself. And like seeking the healing within yourself, seeking the forgiveness within yourself for yourself. And that can be hard. But you got it and you can do it. Your card for May. Contemplation time. Spend time alone meditating upon what you truly desire. So spend time alone meditating on what you truly desire. That is your May summed up. It's a 12th house energy. It's the energy of basically spending that time alone. Go be alone. Spend it alone. Think about what you truly desire. After the Mercury retrograde on the 23rd, you can come out. Like, think of yourself as that caterpillar now in the cocoon, and you kind of going through this transformation. You will come out and then express yourself. Too much during Gemini season, it will feel difficult and hard. So spend time alone. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe.